Don't be scared. Thunder is just the clouds bumping into each other. He said it in a voice he reserved for children who were frightened. Low, unhurried, the voice that his own grandfather had used for exactly this purpose 60 years ago on a porch in Tennessee. The little girl in the front seat had been pressed against the window, with her knees up and her face half hidden in her jacket collar, since the first crack of thunder had split the afternoon sky over Milford Elementary's bus circle. Every other child had been collected. 23 parents in 23 minutes, the usual efficient choreography of a school pickup. Then the sky had decided, and the rain had come, and one 5-year-old named Blythe was still in the front seat because her mother had not arrived. He had called the number on the contact sheet. Voicemail. He had called the backup number. Voicemail. He had called the school office and told them, and then pulled the bus into the protected edge of the parking lot, turned off the engine, and sat down in the front row across the aisle from Blythe. His name was Aldous Hale, 65 years old. He had been driving the Milford Elementary route for 11 years. Before that, he had driven long-haul freight for 22, and before that, he had been a man who did not know yet what he was for. He had figured it out at 54 in a school bus, and had not questioned it since. "Do they hurt each other?" Blythe said, about the clouds. "No," he said, "they're very soft. They just make noise when they meet." She considered this. The thunder rolled again. She pressed into the seat back, but did not cover her ears. "Are they friends?" she said. "I think they're old friends," he said. "Old friends are loud sometimes." She looked at the rain on the windshield. "My mom's going to be wet," she said. "She'll be here soon," he said. "Wet is manageable." Her mother's name was Sloane Vare. She was the CEO of Vare Consumer Goods, and she was in a crisis meeting that had begun at 2 o'clock, and had gone in directions that meetings go in when a supply chain failure intersects with a delivery deadline and a client who has reasonable expectations. Her phone was face down on the conference table because the meeting required it, and because she had been assured the pickup was handled. The nanny was supposed to come, had confirmed the pickup by text at noon. What she had not known was that the nanny's car had refused to start at 2:15, and the nanny's second text, the one about the car, had arrived during the meeting's loudest 15 minutes, and had been received and registered by Sloane's phone, but not by Sloane's attention. She came out of the meeting at 4:50 to a voicemail from the school, a missed call from a bus driver named Aldous Hale, and the specific, cold certainty of a parent who has just discovered they were not where they needed to be. She called while running to the elevator. He answered on the second ring. "Mr. Hale, I'm so sorry. I'm on my way." "She's fine," he said. "She's been telling me about a cat she wants to get. We have opinions." She pressed the elevator button. "Is she scared?" "She was," he said. "She's less so. The cat is helping." She got in the car. She drove. Blythe had told him about the cat in the way 5-year-olds share information, with full authority and no omissions. The cat's intended name was Gerald. Gerald would sleep at the foot of her bed. Gerald would have orange in him because orange was the best color for cats specifically. Her mother had said maybe, which Blythe had categorized as probably yes with conditions. "Do you have a cat?" Blythe asked. "I had a dog," he said, "passed 3 years ago." "What was his name?" "Pepper," he said, "because he sneezed." "That's a good reason," she said. "I thought so." She was quiet for a moment. The rain had eased slightly. She looked at the parking lot, at the wet pavement, the empty spaces, the gray afternoon. "Are you tired of waiting?" she said. He looked at her with the unhurried attention he had been giving her for the past 40 minutes. "No," he said. "I'm right where I'm supposed to be." She looked at him with the assessing directness of a child, deciding whether a thing is true. She decided it was. She relaxed another degree. "Mama's going to feel bad," she said. "She'll feel glad you're safe," he said. "That comes first." "Then she'll feel bad," Blythe said, with the clear-eyed accuracy of a child who knows her mother. Probably for about 5 minutes, he said. And then she'll feel glad again. Blythe nodded. This seemed right to her. Sloane arrived at 5:20. She came across the parking lot in the rain at a pace that said everything about the past 90 minutes. She pulled the bus door open. Aldous had seen her coming and opened it from the button, and Blythe was at the top of the steps before she reached them. Sloane caught her, held her the way parents hold children when the holding is the whole point. "I'm sorry," she said into Blythe's hair. "I'm so sorry, baby." He said thunder is clouds bumping, Blythe said. Old friends. Sloane looked over Blythe's shoulder at the old man sitting in the front row with his hands folded and the composed ease of someone who has been exactly where he needed to be and is content with that. She stood up with Blythe on her hip. She looked at him. "Mr. Hale," she said, "I don't have the words." "No words needed," he said. She was good company. "You were supposed to finish an hour ago." "I was finished when she was collected," he said simply. "That's the job." She looked at this 65-year-old man, in his bus driver's uniform, in a school parking lot in the rain, having spent an hour talking about clouds and cats with a frightened 5-year-old, as though it were the only thing on his schedule, and felt the specific, flooding gratitude of someone who has been shown what it looks like when a person simply does the right thing, without requiring it to be acknowledged. Blythe leaned back from her mother's shoulder and looked at Aldous. "Gerald is going to be orange," she told him, "so you remember." "I'll remember," he said. "Orange with some white, I think, for balance." Blythe considered this seriously. "Maybe," she said. Sloane carried her to the car. She buckled her in. She came back to the bus door. "Is there anything?" she started. "Drive safe," he said. "The roads are wet." She looked at him one more time. At the uniform. At the folded hands. At the man who had sat in a parking lot for an hour, in a thunderstorm, because one child was still on his bus, and that was the end of the calculation. "Thank you," she said. Just that. Because it was true, and she meant all of it. He nodded. She drove home. He watched the car go, and sat in the quiet bus for a moment, before starting the engine. The rain had mostly stopped. The clouds had moved on, to wherever old friends go, after they finish being loud. Stay with the one who's still there. It doesn't matter if the shift is over. The child in the front seat is the whole job. And the person who understands that is the one who changes what a uniform means. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together.